we kicked ourselves out of our season. It's been a disappointing end to what should have been a really fun year for us. And in today's video, we're going to recap how we let so many competitions slip away from Dumbarton's grasp. Obviously, a lot of you guys that watch this are not subscribed. So before we run that intro, do hit the subscription button. It is free to do so. Give it a like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And let's run that intro and talk about a year that had so much promise and has ended in disappointment. Yes, so what a year it was for Dumbarton. We were fighting on many fronts this year, and the fact that this episode does not have a live comment, it kind of means everything fell away from us fairly quickly at the back end of the season. I will say at the start of this video that, look, on a whole, this has been a fantastic year for the football club with a lot of growth. We finished the year with over 9 million in the club's balance, which is massive, and we've got money to be doing a few more things moving forward. So from that point of view, the fact we finished second, we were ahead of Rangers, who finished fourth this year, is massive. But, and the big but to this is this season promised to be so much more. It really, really did. So since we last met, we had Hajjak split in the Conference League, and that's where we're going to start, ladies and gentlemen. And we did not play another game after Hajjak split, unfortunately. At home, being drawn at home, the fact that, we were a decent side. Hajjak, as much as I had the ball sat there, did not much. We had millions of opportunities, did not want to put anything on target. And then in the 94th minute, with the last kick of the game, Hajjak split scored to take a 1-0 lead. Very disappointed that we only had so little of the ball at home. Generally, we're pretty good on the ball. But yeah, Hajjak in the 94th minute, getting down this line with Grok, and Hogarth was beat, and it was a goal for him. Unfortunately, that means that we had to win away from home to at least force extra time. We weren't able to do so. We conceded in the 45th minute, Sockler scoring, and I do have to speak about Sockler in a second about what we're going to do with him. But yet again, 12 shots means we had more than 20 plus shots and only scored one goal over 2 legs, which is not good enough. And it was very, very annoying. In the end, Hajjak did make the final to play against Juve, so you would imagine that if we beat Hajjak, we would have beat Real Hippus, and we should be playing Juventus in the final. So first bit of disappointment is there. Second bit of disappointment comes in the Scottish Cup. We did have Rangers at Hampden Park with a chance to get to the Scottish Cup final. We went 1-0 down, we went 1-1. We were a very good side on the day, and then unfortunately for us, we conceded in the 115th minute to unfortunately succumb to Rangers very deep in extra time. It does happen. This game was a game of two halves. First half we were decent, second half Rangers were better, and then when it came to extra time, Rangers just steamrolled us. Like, that whole extra time period was all Rangers, nothing of us, and it was a very, very tough one to hang in there. We weren't able to force a penalty shootout. So to not make our first Scottish Cup final, I know it's Rangers, but they had their worst year in a very, very long time, is annoying, but it is what it is. It's probably a good thing though, because if we look at Rangers themselves and have a look through the Champions League here, they got knocked out in the league phase, and that was pretty much all that she wrote for this season. They will be a decent side in the Europa League. Celtic, on the other hand, have made it all the way into the Europa League semi-finals, where they ran into... they ran into Stuttgart and lost 3-0 away from home. They were within a chance of making it to the final here. They lost 4-5 on aggregate. So, yeah, good to see Celtic doing very well. Celtic will join us in the Champions League. But, yeah, Rangers should be in that competition, one of the better sides, and should run deep. And it's all about just getting the league back to where it belongs. They've dropped all the way down, as you can see here, from 9th, 10th, now down to 13th. We need to come along with Celtic and Rangers and really start getting ourselves back in the European competition and seeing how we can do. By the way, Aberdeen and Hibs did make it through me to the quarterfinal stage, I think, as well. So nice to see Scottish football going a little bit of a run there, which this is obviously part of the save. Now we have to talk about the league season and how we went there, because, well, things did not go well. Things did not go well after Hajjak split. As you can see here on the screen, we drew to Livingston, only able to beat Dundee 1-0, lost to Hibs, Livingston we won, lost to Aberdeen, and lost to Celtic. That is a very horrendous run. That means we won only 2 games out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out of 7 games, we won 3 because there's a game in here that I didn't count with Livingston. But that is a very poor run in the league when you're fighting a Celtic side. Yes, it's great to finish second, but there was points. We beat Celtic 5-0 at points this season that the team really should have pushed on. And I know we lost by 10 points to Celtic, and I probably would have handled we lost by 4 or 5 points. But the fact that we fell 10 points back and let Celtic just run away from us in the title really shows that this side is not where it needs to be just yet. But the silver lining is we got money in the club. We've got 2.9 million to spend in terms of budget. I'll show that with the budget email. There we go. 87k, 2.99, another little bit of an increase. If you have a look at the board here, we currently got the youth facilities being improved yet again to get them up, but they were refusing to put up the training facilities, but we're now up to average training, which is very, very good. We should be up to average youth facilities too. We just need to work on getting these things up. Yeah, they've got a planned capacity stated of 14,000 to be built in the future, but there's been no plans that have been laid for that yet. What we're going to do is cut away now and give the plug for the Twitch as we always do. When I come back, we're going to discuss the squad, a couple of players that performed, one player that I'm actually going to throw under the bus and say that he underperformed, even though the stats are going to say different, and we'll be right back. Do not go anywhere. You, yes, you, follow me on Twitch. You watch all my content live and, of course, all the VODs for all your viewing needs. The Twitch is the place to go, and for funny clips like this.
Can you fucking shut up?
Pietro Pellegrini is a freak, Mum.
Honestly.
Pietro Pellegrini is a freak. So into the tactics screen we go, and there is a player that I wanted to speak about first off the bat, and his name is Esther Sockler, wanted at the moment from Cardiff, and I'm going to be honest, if a bid comes in for 3 to 6 mil, I'm going to be selling him straight away. Now, that's not because I've fallen out of favour with him or anything like that. He is consistent, but he's consistently bad, which is unfortunate. If you have a look at this run of form, brilliant. You know, all the goals here, if I take away my webcam here for a second, look at all the other goals through there. If you have a look down the bottom here where my mouse is, 48 games started, 5 off the bench, which is not too bad. That means that he had 53 total starts, 42 goals. Unfortunately for us, he was on 40 goals come the 9th of the 3rd and scored 2 goals for the rest of the season. Our biggest big star player when the season was on the line and we needed goals against Hadjock, we needed goals against Rangers in the Scottish Cup final, we needed goals in the run-in to keep us in the title front, our fight. Esther Sockler went on a run of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games and only scored 2 goals. This is a guy that scored over 40 goals this season. If you told me he was going to score 40 goals this season, I would have said, yep, not too bad. That's pretty good. If you're going to tell me he was going to be on 40 goals in the season with 12 games to go, I would have expected 48 to 50 goals throughout the whole season. Underperformed for me when the chips were down. So now for me, Esther Sockler, on paper, that's a really good year. For me, I'm telling you right now, if a bid comes in, unlike last year, I thought he was dead. You know, we had to keep him. This year, I think I will be easily selling him because I lay a lot of the blame on our poor run of form at the end of the season, which has cost us at least the semi-final of the Europa Conference League and at least a chance to make the final of the Scottish Cup. And I think we should have done both. I lay a lot of the blame on him because he missed a lot of big chances in a lot of these games. You know, 0.83 XG, 0.65 XG, 0.62 XG, 0.42 XG in all these games, and he did not know how to hit the ball in the back of the net. So Esther Sockler is someone that I want to discuss in a negative sense. One of the guys that is not getting spoken about enough, though, is Stephen Ogilvie. Has been developing quite nicely. We picked this guy up very, very cheap for 2.9k from Dunfermline Athletic. Has actually developed into the guy I've been using as the first choice centre-back alongside Conser after we sold Smith last episode. Bit of a different one here, but his development's been really good. Got good positioning, decent marking, is 6 foot, so slightly a bit on the smaller side, but has also got pretty good physicals, good balance, jumping reach and natural fitness, and has got pretty good acceleration too. I think this is someone that we just got to keep playing, third choice centre-back, keep him here. Scottish talent's huge for us because we need it for European football registration. We don't have any Dumbarton regens or anything like that coming through. So a guy like Stephen Ogilvie is massive because we can develop him into a good Scottish talent. It's going to help us with registration rules. So someone I wanted to speak about. The other one I want to speak about is Joe Gerhardt. Actually had a pretty good end to the year. 4 goals, 2 assists, 9 total appearances, a lot of that off the bench. I think Joe's someone that once he gets going is someone that's going to become really good. So I think if we sold Esther Sockler, I would keep Joe here as the first choice pressing forward and buy another striker to help build, the squad depth here. But I think Joe moving forward could be replacing Esther Sockler after his poor run of form. Lucky last, we obviously wanted to speak about Pacheco. He's now officially going to be on his way back to West Ham. Wish him all the very best. Did not have his best of year this year, but not a bad year. Good to get the money for him. And that brings me on to James Lynch, who's developed pretty damn nicely. He's up to 4-star, and he has fast become learning on that right wing role. I think he's been absolutely fantastic, and he's going to be great too. If I was to go and discuss what the best 11 looks like at the moment, Greco would make way. James Lynch would come into there. I'm happy with that team on paper, right? There's positions that we need to change, but there's also positions I'm happy with. So goalkeeper-wise, we need to make a change, but finding a goalkeeper that is really good to come into us is pretty hard. So I've actually already made my goalkeeper signing in Caleb and Sen. He's coming in on a free. The Ghanaian has not made an international appearance. He just played at Fleetwood in League One, conceded 53 goals. Fleetwood finishing in 18th, so not one of the better sides. But why do I like him is he's got 4-star potential, which if he hits that, it's a good towards a leading player in the level. Like if you have a look, it's a good premiership player. And if we had a good premiership keeper with the stats he's got, he's going to be really good. Secondly, sometimes Football Manager and the star ratings are putrid just because of the form. And his form has not been great for a while. If we've dealt with Jay Hogarth in goal, who's 2-star, and Barnes, this guy's going to be better. Because if you compare him to Hogarth, right, you can see how much better Caleb is, and apparently Hogarth is better than him, and he's definitely not. Caleb has got 17 aerial reach with 16 communication, with 13 handling, 13 kicking, and 16 1-on-1s, all better. He's got 13 total average stats over the 10 of Jay Hogarth. He's also got 15 punching tendency. For a guy that is 6'6" to come out your line and punch everything or catch everything or whatever he wants to do, it's massive. He's also got 16 reflexes as well, which is great. Good determination. Where he does lack is probably a little bit mentally, because physically he's also very good. He's got great jumping reach, good agility, good balance, and decent speed for a goalkeeper of 9 and 8, with great strength too. He is 6'6", he's 107 kilos, he's a big boy, and I think he's going to come in and dominate the league. I think he's going to remind us a little bit of Ferry, and that bit of a taller keeper that comes and claims everything. Like, I will say the 15 punching tendency is probably a bit too high for me, but if he's going to come and go through people at 6'6", 107 kilos, and has 16 1-on-1s, I think he's going to be a big frame to beat. And I think this guy, I know this might be a bit of a pump, but I honestly think bringing him on a free, getting him playing week in, week out as the first choice striker, he's taking a backup contract. So if we do find a goalkeeper, he's on a backup contract, we do find a world-class keeper somehow, then I'll bring him in. But I think Caleb Ansen's going to come in and is going to be an absolute monster in the sticks and going to be fantastic, and it's going to allow Jay to still be the backup as well. All those other players there are just all youngsters that are going to come play in the resis. But yeah, look, Conser probably needs another potential target. He's wanted by Carter for getting I think promotion. If someone comes in and gives me 7.5 mil for Conser, then so be it. Maybe we could get a little bit more for Conser. And maybe we should tie him down to a new deal, and maybe that's something I'll do off stream. Sachdev's developed decently, but maybe we could go for a better right back. Greco has not developed into the left back I wanted. I actually hope someone comes in and triggers his 12 mil release fee, but I think this guy becoming your backup full back / backup left back's not bad. So I reckon left back we need. The midfield's fine. Like Lynch is going to be great, and he just needs minutes. Foley's developed into a bit of a monster and starting to develop even more. Marib is one of the best centre midfielders in the league, and Estacio had a good year and 11 assists with 2 goals. We get him scoring a few more goals, he's fine. For those wondering how Sene went, he didn't score as many goals, but 18 goals, 8 assists in 34. He's got 33 goals in all competitions this year. That's not bad for your first year. He's only going to get better. Does have a release fee for 4.5 mil. If someone comes in and gives me 4.5 mil, I'm not going to complain too much, but that is that. So I think the team's in good as a whole. I think we just need more depth, and I think what we need to do is just get some better first team talent in the fullback positions and alongside Conser at centre back, and hopefully the goalkeeper in Caleb that we just signed is going to develop into a monster, and we will be very, very good. With that being said, that's a bit of a quick overview of what the team looks like here at the end of the season. As always, above me on this side here is the playlist to watch everything that you need to have a look at in terms of this save. Over here is the wonderful 442, which has been outperforming. If you do have a look at the data hub, you know, it's been a pretty good year. We're just over on our goals and we're just under at everything else. We deserve to be in second. We finished second. This is a tactic that has seen us dominate the leagues and seen us now establish ourselves in the Scottish top flight. I'll see you guys for next season. We're going to go on a massive scout. I've got a lot of money to spend. Let's go do what we can do. Catch you guys later, and goodbye.